Ovulation is the release of a mature egg from the ovary, usually occurring about 14 days before the next menstrual period in a regular cycle. The egg remains viable for 12 to 24 hours. Because sperm can survive for several days in the female reproductive tract, the fertile window extends from about 5 days before ovulation to 1 day after, making this the most favorable period for conception. The ovaries are two small almond-shaped organs in the pelvis. They produce female hormones and release eggs during reproductive years. At birth, the ovaries contain about 1 to 2 million follicles, each with an immature egg, but only a few hundred will ever reach maturity and be ovulated. The menstrual cycle begins on the first day of bleeding. In the early days, several follicles are stimulated by follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, to grow. By about day 7, one follicle becomes dominant while the others regress. This dominant follicle continues to mature, preparing the egg inside for release. As the dominant follicle grows, it secretes rising levels of estrogen. When estrogen reaches a threshold, it triggers the pituitary gland to release a surge of luteinizing hormone, LH, accompanied by a smaller rise in FSH. This LH surge initiates the final maturation of the egg and leads to ovulation about 36 hours later. Release of the egg. The LH surge causes the follicle to rupture, releasing the egg surrounded by protective cells. The fimbriae of the fallopian tube gently sweep the egg inside. Once inside, coordinated movements of cilia and smooth muscle contractions carry the egg toward the uterus. Fertilization usually occurs in the ampulla of the fallopian tube. If sperm are present, one penetrates the egg to form a zygote. The zygote undergoes rapid cell divisions, first forming a solid ball of cells called a morula, and then a hollow structure called a blastocyst, which will travel to the uterus. Around 6 to 7 days after fertilization, the blastocyst reaches the uterus and implants into the uterine lining, marking the beginning of pregnancy. If the egg is not fertilized, it degenerates, the corpus luteum regresses, hormone levels fall, and the uterine lining is shed during menstruation, about 2 weeks later.